I'm Amber, and I implement Trakstar for new customers. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to introduce you to our company and give you a tour of our market-leading performance appraisal software. We started Trakstar in 2001 with the goal of creating the best HR software in the world. Today, we have hundreds of customers of all sizes, all over the world in dozens of industries. Why do customers choose us? We create easy-to-use, intuitive software. We focus on providing great support to our customers. We're transparent with our product, pricing, and documentation. And the tremendous value that we provide is affordable to organizations of all sizes. Our software makes performance appraisals simple and incredibly powerful. So whether you're looking to save time by automating your existing paper process, set goals to align your workforce, discover and retain your top performers, or just make your job simpler, Trakstar has the right set of features for you, and it's online and available anytime, anywhere. To schedule a live demo with us, click the Get Started button. During our demo, I'm going to show you 3 things: how to score an appraisal, how to set goals for an employee, and finally, we'll take a look at some of Trakstar's powerful reports. First, we'll score an appraisal as a manager. During setup, administrators create forms. We call them positions. On those forms, you can add your own competencies or pick from our library of over 100 that come standard. You can ask open-ended questions or combine elements into sections. This helps to replicate your paper forms. These appraisals are then scored by managers. Employees may contribute a self-appraisal, and you can also request multi-rater feedback if you like. Finally, you can route the appraisal for approval, and the overall appraisal score can be formatted to look any way you want. Okay, let's log in as a manager and score an appraisal for our employee, K-Star. Keep in mind that the manager and employee have both received automatic email reminders notifying them of the task to complete. Log into Trakstar from our website and pick the appraisal we want to score from the task list. Here, we're presented with step-by-step instructions to complete the appraisal. We could request multi-rater feedback on K and route the appraisal for approval, but today we're just going to score the appraisal. And this is what it looks like to score an appraisal. This is a form the administrator created containing the competencies at which the employee is measured. To rate a competency, simply click on the rating level that most accurately describes the employee's performance. If the employee has provided a self-appraisal, we can see the ratings and comments entered by the employee to notice any differences right away. Any year-round performance notes the manager or employee recorded are displayed while scoring the competency. This helps ensure that ratings reflect year-round performance, not just what's in recent memory. Below, enter as many comments as you'd like to support the rating. Trakstar's standard competencies come with coaching tips, so you can make sure your managers develop each employee. On the right-hand side, notice the table of contents containing all the elements on the form and the associated ratings. I'm going to go ahead and rate the next few competencies. There's a question here at the bottom for me to answer. Notice that I didn't select a rating. I just answered the question with text. Simple. And I've just finished scoring the appraisal. Keep in mind that we could have requested multi-reader feedback, and now that the manager has scored the appraisal, it can be routed for approval and archived. Every step in the workflow is easily configured to fit your needs, and will help you get it set up. But appraisals happen at the end of the year. What happens at the beginning of the appraisal period? Let's take a look into our second item and set goals. Trakstar is a great tool to set and track goals. Both managers and employees can set SMART goals. You can quantify competencies by adding measurements to them, and managers can cascade both of those to employees. Our strategic goals help you align your workforce around initiatives, and you can optionally make them social, giving your users a place to share updates about their progress. Today we're going to set a goal and measurement for a new employee, Peter Glenwood. Since he just got hired, it's the beginning of his appraisal period, so a set goals task appears in the manager task list. We'll also add a note to his appraisal to document a recent accomplishment. Okay, now reviewing Peter's appraisal as his manager. Notice that you can't rate the competencies right now. That's because we're at the beginning of his appraisal period, and this is the time of year that we set goals. I'm going to click the Add Goal button at the top of the page to add a new goal that he'll be rated on during his appraisal next year. I'll need him to open an office in Chicago by June 1st. Once I click Save, I choose where we want it, and I'm done. Next, I'll add a measurement. On the sales revenue competency, I'm going to specify his yearly and quarterly sales goals. Notice the status fields at the bottom of the page that I can set. I'll make the due date at the end of 2013, and I'll mark that he's 10% complete with this goal. Throughout the year, both Peter and I can update his progress on this measurement. Finally, I'm going to take a year-round performance note on this page. Trakstar encourages managers and employees to document their tasks and accomplishments throughout the year. They show up while scoring the appraisal. I just showed you the most basic way to set goals for employees, but there are even more ways you can manage goals. Employees can optionally enter their own. We could cascade the goals we just added to other users, and we could even strategically align them with broader organizational goals. To learn more about our robust goal capabilities, make sure to schedule a live demo. Okay, now let's have some fun and take a look at a few of Trakstar's incredible reports. Reports in Trakstar give deep insight into trends and performance in your organization, and it's only a click away. Better still, you can run reports on any set of data you want. Instead of talking about the reports, let's use them. Let's pretend you want to get some insight into your 2012 appraisals and see how they went. We're going to use the Administrator Console for the first time, and we're going to create a custom list of appraisal documents. We'll type in the name, and we'll select some filters. These appraisals should have the due dates after January 1st, 2012, and before December 31st, 2012. And they should be archived by the managers. Here we see a list of the appraisals that match our filters. Note that we can export this custom data to an Excel file. First, we'll look at the Rater Bias Report. What we see on this page is how managers tend to rate employees. Take a look at David Martin. In 2012, he was either a very easy rater or he had a team of top performers. At the opposite end, notice Mark Mishap. He consistently rates his employees lower than most other managers do. It's probably worthwhile to find out why. With one click, we can group this data by department and see how they tend to perform. Wow, Skunkworks is not performing too well. This incredible insight was just a couple mouse clicks away. Reporting in Trakstar is easy and powerful. Now let's take a look at the Performance History Report. Instead of just the 2011 appraisals, I'm going to look at the engineering department's entire history. This way, we can compare employee performance and see how they've done over time. Just a quick glance shows us that Harry Fuser is trending down and Marcus is improving over time. Again, just a few clicks, and we can already see what's going on. Finally, let's look at all of the archived appraisals and see how they look on the Rating Distribution Report. This report is great for spotting trends among managers, positions, and organizations. The height of the vertical bars show how many appraisals have that overall score. The colors on the bar show the type of data we're grouping by. In this case, the color indicates a department. We can highlight managers by changing the grouping in the list and see how managers are scoring their appraisals. We just ran the reports as an administrator, so we got to see all of the data in the company. Managers can run these reports as well, but they can only see data in their management chain. What you just saw was only a glimpse of Trakstar, but it does so much more. And it works for organizations of all sizes and in all industries. We strive to make it easy to use, intuitive, and incredibly powerful. And we hope you agree. We welcome the opportunity to work with you. Thank you for your interest in our software.